What's going on, cool peoples? Welcome back to another video here at Mike in the Game. As always, appreciate you guys for checking out the video, tuning in, liking, subscribing, and this, that, and the third going forward with the channel. And if you haven't, be sure to like and subscribe, follow along with our videos. We do reactions and break down the game of college football. And as soon as college football is done this season, we'll get into the NFL. It's kind of a lot going on at the moment, but we will take time to get to the NFL after the college football season has come to a complete end. But with that being said, we're going to talk about one game that I'm very glad that it worked out for them. We talked a little bit about it, in the previous weeks, but the Colorado Buffaloes, how about them Buffaloes being able to pull off a big win at home against the Utah Utes? One of the reasons why I said this was a big game for the Colorado Buffaloes is because Utah is not a team that you can play around with. You have to be able to jump on them early and take care of business early. We saw last week when they played Texas Tech, had a couple of shaky moments here and there throughout the game, picked it up toward the end, after halftime and then going forward. But this game, they definitely jumped on them early, came out hot and took care of business in the first quarter. And it all starts in all three phases of football. Shout out to the special teams taking care of business. LeJontay Wester making that punt return and turning it to a touchdown is really big and definitely how you want to set the tone for the game going forward. And on top of that, Schroeder having a big time touchdown in that first quarter to add on to the special teams punt return. So this was definitely a great way to start the game and start fast, because it was something they definitely need to do. But another thing I want to tip my hat off to was the defense. Colorado's defense definitely showed up within that really not even the first quarter, but definitely the first quarter, setting the tone. But overall in this overall game, really helping this team stay within this game. 4 sacks is pretty big, causing pressure, making that quarterback uncomfortable, and 3 interceptions. One by Travis Hunter playing through the whistle, not thinking that it's probably going to be an incomplete pass. Being able to play through the whistle and use his athletic ability and get that interception off of what looked like, I just said, what looked like it could have been an incomplete pass. The improvement that this team has definitely made from previous years to this year has been substantial, and getting ready, as long as they finish out the season strong, to compete for the Big 12 championship game is pretty huge. And we definitely have to commend Deion Sanders from being able to change this program, change this culture from not even last year, but the previous years all the way to now. This team has definitely changed, improved, and you definitely have to commend him for that. I know a lot of people have been hating on him. A lot of people have been hating on him and his success all the way from Jackson State, but we have to tip our hat and give him a round of applause for what he has been able to do, because at this point now, in this point in time, they have a chance to compete for a Big 12 championship game. And not only that, but making it to the college football playoffs. Now, a couple of takeaways I did have from this game occurred pretty much in the second and third quarter. They kind of dropped off and they can't stall out. They have to play a complete football game. And Deion Sanders said that in his post-game interview, they have to play a complete game. They have bits and pieces here and here overall through the course of the game, but they have to play a complete football game of complementary football. And that's really what's going to set them apart as we get later throughout the season and in the postseason. We have about 2 games left in the regular season. So being able to hone in on this is definitely going to help them these last 2 games to solidify the Big 12, making it to the Big 12 championship game and the postseason, wherever it may go for them. In addition to dropping off, limiting the penalties is definitely going to be a big thing, because those hurt. Those hurt your offense when you're starting to drive, when you get some rhythm and momentum going forward. Limiting the penalties, and as well kind of switching up the play calling. In my personal opinion, we definitely saw Utah adjust and adapt, because we know Colorado has speed. They like to do a lot of tunnel screens, bubble screens, and Utah definitely identified that. So kind of like switching it up a little bit more, because these teams are definitely going to be watching film too. They're going to pick up on tendencies and things that you like to run out of certain formations. So switching it up a little bit definitely could help this team, especially in the postseason when you're playing other big time teams who definitely watch film and are definitely athletic enough on the other side of the ball. And I was also pleased to see that players were definitely stepping up when you needed them to. Jimmy Horn Jr. was definitely out this game with an injury, but we had players step up when you needed them most to make plays. Isaiah Augusta and Miller Webster making some plays when you needed them to in crucial situations to help solidify this win. Now, the outlook for Colorado the rest of the season: one game is against Kansas Jayhawks, the other one is against Oklahoma State. 2 big games to finish out strong and be able to get yourself to the Big 12 championship game. Kansas is coming off a big win against BYU, handing them their first loss of the season, which is huge. So you know they're going to be full of excitement, full of energy, trying to ruin someone else's season. And then transitioning to Oklahoma State, your last game of the season, to solidify, get the win so you can advance to the Big 12 championship game is going to be very, very important for them going forward to ending the season. But overall, Colorado is definitely sitting at a very good position in this part of the season. A lot of people wrote them off earlier in the season when they had those first 2 losses, but they are actually still sitting in a good position to get to the Big 12 championship game, and I'm predicting they'll win it. I'm predicting they'll win it based on what we have seen all throughout the season, and given what we've also seen from other teams as well, how they've been playing, close matchups they've been pulling off. So I'm going with Colorado in this one. Let me know down in the comments what you think about my takeaways from this game, and outlook going forward for the Colorado Buffaloes. It's been yours truly, and I will catch y'all in the next one.